Atmosphere created by these manic fans, a stark contrast to the grey skies we see
nice third test for
regardless of impending rain.
He's amongst the smartest defenders around with his positioning, and he's got the pace and strength to deal with the quickest opponents. He's not going to fall for the cheap tricks either. He's just not that type to dive into tackles.
Well, quite no argument from me on that. Brilliantly cut out. He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. Everybody standing for the national anthem of the Netherlands. That's really well manoeuvred. Played through for the wide man. That is as far as they're going to go. Juices flowing, 1-0 to the underdogs. Havertz. He couldn't. Reinders. Cuts out the pass.
Havertz clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Hannibal. Played right into his path.
Choice now. They just have to throw everything forward and give themselves a chance to draw level.
Now it's Tunisia have gone with a 4-5 working accuracy.
Well, the lone striker has to be prepared to do some of the work himself, but essentially he needs two of the three central midfielders to make runs beyond him and trust that the wide men can service the penalty box.
Time is ticking away
and make those link-up runs from out to in. He should get plenty of support with this setup.
Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest. There's the whistle, and here we go.
Commitment from them. They were just undone by that second half goal.
Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, this player, Gravenberg,
many thanks to Jim
someone
for
I
his
can't
input,
decide
and from us
whether
both.
he's a 6, an 8 or a 10, Peter. He basically plays all of those roles in every game, and of course he's the main connector between defence and midfield, but he'll be the one playing the majority of the team's progressive passes forward. He's also a really physical presence, and he must be a bit of a nightmare to play against, actually.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Reinders. That's the end of that. It all started well enough. And here's Gakpo. Gakpo chips it through. Marlon, shot a goal! That's a half-decent try.
Marlon is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Tunisia are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. He's having a look round. Marlon. Now it's De Jong. Oh, played right into his path. Now it's Marlon. He is through here. And it's Timber. Timber's cross. Time to deliver. And here's Depay. Memphis Depay. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. He's found a way through. Gakpo!
Yeah, Peter, just have a look at this and see how the strikers are drifting into wide positions now.
And that's tactical, is it? It's not been forced on them.
No, it's all related to the hope of creating space for midfield runners.
And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Verbruggen sends that a long way. De Jong played over towards the opposite flank. Ake. Marlon. Hannibal. Aim forwards. And now the breakaway. Clipped into space. Well timed, excellent interception. Sakiri, gently done. De Jong. The Netherlands do retain the ball, but are seemingly in no rush to break forward. Hannibal. The referee brings the first half to a close. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
Tunisia. So, both teams still stuck on the starting blocks here. 0-0 at the break. We're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Chance here to counter. That is good strength. He's looking unstoppable. Plenty waiting in the middle. Gravenberg. Reinders. Moved on forwards. Still waiting for the game to take off here. 0-0. Kadira. Hannibal. Well, that's beautifully weighted. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. The Netherlands have turned to their bench, and we're going to have a substitution. Now it's Gakpo. Gakpo couldn't quite force his way through this time, but boy, he had a go at it.
It's admirable, but ultimately he didn't know when to look for support.
And Dijk gets over and intercepts, and it's Memphis Depay. In with the challenge. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Looking for a decent ball in. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yeah, I think it's a scoreline in keeping with what we've seen up to this point. Combined attempts at goal aren't high in numbers, and we could do with something to spark this contest into life.
There's the shot! He's got away with one there. Timber. De Jong. This is it then, now or never. Back into the middle. Reinders. Muscular approach does pay off here. Hannibal.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Now it's Dumfries.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Van der Ven. And that will be the final act. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Neither side able to make an impression despite all the huff and puff. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Tunisia can take a lot from this. They were expected to be well beaten, but determination produced a very fair result.
So we've reached